Listen, Max. My respiratory system is failing, and it's only getting worse. I've heard the doctors talking about it when they thought I was zonked out. So, I know I'm just putting off the inevitable while my parents suffer along, and I will too. This isn't how I want things to end.
What? What are you saying?
Regardless of what universe Chloe lives in, she's not having a good time in any of them, whether it be when William is alive but she crashes her car and she only has a few days to live afterward, or whether it be in the present timeline where she and Max finally find Rachel's body and then she gets shot by Mr. Jefferson. Now, it could be just fate that in either universe she's not allowed to live past 18, which would really, really suck in reality, because I would not want that. Or it could be someone that's also altering the universes. It could be Mr. Jefferson. I have a theory about that I'll hop into later. But right now we should focus on the four main things that are linked to all of Chloe's deaths and survival if you count them. There's Nathan in the first scene of Life is Strange where he's holding up a gun and he shoots her, and our first thing that we have to do is prevent Chloe from being shot. The second time Chloe almost dies, which I don't have footage of right now because I only recorded episode 4, is when she's on the train tracks and Chloe gets stuck. We have to help her get out of the train tracks before the train comes, and of course we have the option of just destroying the entire train tracks, or we can get her out safely like normal people, which I didn't do. I just destroyed the entire set. So that's the second time she almost died. The third time is the one that we caused accidentally when we brought back William, but in exchange for William, they got Chloe. Not much was ever revealed about the accident, but we do know this much from what Chloe said.
There's not much to say. Some prick in an SUV cut me off and I flew into a ditch.
Do you remember everything? Great.
I
Now,
saw it.
how do I find out which car is Nathan's to match the coordinates? Who does this car belong to? Of course Nathan drives an SUV. Overcompensating.
Of course, this is all speculation, but I do believe that Mr. Jefferson and Nathan are connected somehow. The reason I think that is because both of them used the dark room multiple times. Not necessarily multiple times. We don't know who did what with which people, but we do know that Mr. Jefferson had to do with Rachel in the dark room. The reason I say that was because if you go through the pictures in the room, you'll notice that the pictures for Rachel are framed differently than the ones that were with Kate. And if you look all around Blackwell in the first episode, you'll see some of the pictures, some of the photographs that Mr. Jefferson put up. It's all about a woman being submissive. And if you look in that one picture of Rachel, she looks very submissive, but not very happy while doing so. And along with that, again, I don't have footage, I only recorded episode 4 today. But if you go back into episode 3, I believe it was, either 3 or 2, I forgot which one. But when you have Rachel's clothing and you go into Two Whales Diner, you talk to Nathan, he goes, Rachel! He's actually happy to see Rachel. He doesn't know where Rachel's been either. Or he's just a liar and he's good at keeping that up. We don't know. I'm just gonna assume that Nathan didn't have anything to do with Rachel and her disappearance, but Mr. Jefferson did. And that in both universes, as you paid attention to, he had to find Rachel, kidnap her, and basically kill her in order to get his evil scheme back on the ropes. With that being said, in both universes, Rachel Amber is missing and presumed dead, and again, in both universes, Chloe eventually dies, whether by one way or another. So again, I just think that Mr. Jefferson has the ability to travel back and forth through time as Max can, because whatever Mr. Jefferson injected into Max at the end of episode 4, it stopped her time movement, or stopped her time travel movement thing. And the only way that Mr. Jefferson could even find out how to stop that time control is if he knew someone, or if he was a conductor of someone who was able to travel back and forth through time. So that's my theory. I don't think that Chloe's death was destiny. I think that Mr. Jefferson had to kill her off in some way or another just so he can either flatten Arcadia Bay with the tornado, or he could do whatever else he wants, which we don't know yet.